Flamenco is related to ancient Greek music. Maestro Sanlúcar has often been the criticism of academics within Spain. Even within Córdoba, we would hear rumors that professors of music from the Córdoba Conservatory would laugh at the ideas of Manolo Sanlúcar, who have been quick to note the tremendous influence of ecclesiastical musical traditions which have influenced Spain and even flamenco music itself in the form of the cantechicos. Maestro Sanlúcar is equally quick to point out that it is within the cante hondo, the oldest forms in flamenco, that these forms exist in a purer form, and all the hondo forms exhibit only the Andalusian cadence. Nevertheless, his ideas have been greeted with hostility within certain cultural and musical circles, facing hostility in much the same way as the Galilei clan. Critics in and out of Spain will offer the following two arguments most frequently. They say that 1. One could possibly not know what music sounded like in ancient Greece, and that 2. They argue, assuming the assertion that flamenco music comes from Greek culture for the sake of argument, how can one say that this system in flamenco is Greek, and also exhibits Occidental tertian harmony and extended harmonic concepts that are similar to those found in jazz music? To answer this argument in two parts, first addressing the primary argument, one only has to look to the remote villages of Greece, modern Macedonia, and Andalusia to find Greek culture preserved. In remote areas of Greece and Macedonia, according to Apostolos Paraskevas, music remains much as it has for more than 2,000 years. People are born to these villages and either leave or die there where they were born. No outside influence is present in many such places without any modern forms of communication widely present. This is also true in remote parts of Andalusia, where the Arabs settled and in their own art exhibited preservation of Greek culture, indirectly influencing the culture and art of flamenco. And even more, there are direct remnants of Greek culture and evidence of Greek inhabitation of parts of Andalusia, including Greek temples and Greek blood flowing through the veins of the inhabitants of certain remote villages. And even more, listen to modern Greek music, or to a wedding reception at a certain Greek restaurant next door to the club named Alegrias in Long Beach, California, or anywhere for that matter, and you will hear the roots of flamenco manifested and preserved in modern Greek culture. In order to answer the second point of criticism with respect to tertian harmony in flamenco, the Greeks understood and professed the overtone series, or harmonic series, that is innate in any single pitch, producing numerous notes above and below the sounding pitch. The presence and amplitude of these overtones vary from instrument to instrument and from voice to voice. These differences in presence and amplitude of harmonics or overtones is what produces a different timbre or sound quality between, say, a violin and a clarinet, or between an afila flamenco voice and a redonda flamenco voice. When a singer, cantador, produces the first or last note of the cante, for example on the note E, an E major chord is present in that single note, and conversely, when the cantador sings the fourth note of the scale, A, he or she will produce inflections that are above or below the fourth note that exhibit the sound of an A minor chord. This is inherent in the cante. Many critics would say that if the first assertion is true, that a single note produces the sound of a major chord, then the argument in favor of the validation of the Andalusian cadence is false, because a minor harmony is required on the fourth note of the scale, and the overtones dictate a major chord if allowed to sound for any length of time, therefore contradicting the requirement at that point in the system. But singers do not sit still on the fourth note of the scale, nor on the first note of the scale, except in certain places, usually reserved for the final note of a phrase. So the singer does counter to the nature of the overtone series at times by singing a minor third above the root of the chord or tono.